Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, May 16th. We have a severe weather threat for the Mid-Atlantic region for later today into early tonight. We have a combination of ingredients, including a strong surface cold front that is moving from west to east. We have a vigorous wave in the upper part of the atmosphere that will be kind of dropping southeastward across the Great Lakes. It'll take on a negatively tilted trough, and something else we have not been accustomed to this spring season is high humidity levels. This weekend was really the first time we experienced some uncomfortable humidity levels in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll talk about these ingredients coming together for this afternoon. Again, the possibility of severe weather later today, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, all of the Mid-Atlantic region. That includes hail, possible damaging wind gusts, and even isolated tornadoes. This is the latest outlook by NOAA's Storm Prediction Center. They're based out in Norman, Oklahoma. They have an enhanced threat in the Mid-Atlantic region, and I totally agree with it. I think the ingredients are really coming together for some strong to severe thunderstorm activity, probably in the maybe 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. time frame for the I-95 corridor region. Enhanced threat all the way from upstate New York down into central Virginia, and that includes the metro areas of D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. Some more severe weather possibilities out across the northern part of Texas, eastern New Mexico. But the main threat area today, right in the Mid-Atlantic region and much of the eastern states. Well, before we take a look at some of those individual ingredients, let's take a look at the latest radar loop from the College of DuPage weather website. And here's a lot of the activity we're going to watch over the next several hours. First of all, a pretty significant line now entering western Pennsylvania, cutting across West Virginia. And this is the area to watch over the next several hours. There's some forerunner type showers and thunderstorms moving into central Pennsylvania, and they'll continue to move to the north and east. Dry right now across the I-95 corridor region from D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Be mainly cloudy skies, can be some sunny intervals. Again, quite humid for the next several hours. In fact, some patchy fog around as we begin the day here on Monday. Well, let's take a look at ingredient number one for the potential severe weather threat later today in the Mid-Atlantic region. High humidity levels. What we're looking at here is surface analysis maps from NOAA's Mesoscale Center, and the lower numbers here at a particular weather station, like the 66 right here, represents the dew point. The dew point is the truest measure of the humidity. The higher the dew point, the higher the overall humidity levels, and dew points in the 60s right here, 63, 66 in Philadelphia. In fact, 100% humidity right here. The temperature 66, the dew point 66. And that's why you have some patchy fog. That is the symbol for patchy fog, the horizontal double lines of right in between the temperature and dew point. 63 dew point in Harrisburg, and the 60s all throughout this area right here. That is relatively high humidity levels, and certainly something we haven't had much of this spring season. It's been very dry in terms of overall humidity levels until this past weekend, when we certainly experience higher humidity levels, and that is certainly an ingredient for the potential of severe weather later today into early tonight. Well, another ingredient is a vigorous wave of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere. We're looking at the 500 millibar vorticity field right now. This is the area of interest, and watch what happens as we go through the next several hours. This is the forecast map from the 0Z run of the GFS for this morning, early this morning, 8 o'clock this morning, Monday morning. And as we move forward here, notice kind of a negatively tilted trough axis right here. When you have the upper level low situated right in this region, in this case a very strong vorticity maxima, and the orientation of the heights right here extend from northwest to southeast. That is what we call a negatively tilted trough axis, and it leads to a lot of upward motion right on its eastern flank here. In this case, that'll move right on top of the I-95 corridor region later today into early tonight, enhancing the threat for some severe thunderstorms. By the way, this threat includes damaging wind gusts, possible hail, even isolated tornadoes. Again, the ingredients are really coming together for probably the mid-afternoon, maybe let's call it early to mid-afternoon all the way to the early to mid-evening hours, maybe 2, 3 p.m. to 7, 8, 9 p.m. in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Let's now move forward here in time here. This sweeps off the coast by tomorrow morning. Much different air mass coming into the mid-Atlantic region for Tuesday and Wednesday. While we're very humid today, much less humid on Tuesday and Wednesday with comfortable temperatures. It looks like Tuesday and Wednesday will be filled with sunshine in the mid-Atlantic region. Then there's another wave coming our way, and it gets a little bit more unsettled on Thursday. This is the Wednesday night forecast map, and then all the way into Thursday. A little bit of vorticity around, maybe some shower activity behind that. Very, very warm conditions, probably the hottest weather all year in much of the eastern U.S. Friday and Saturday. Well, let's wrap up with the surface maps from last night's operational run of the GFS at 0Z. We talked about the vorticity maxima, the vigorous wave in the upper part of the atmosphere. We talked about the high humidity levels. Now, there's also a strong surface cold front. This is actually kind of a pre-frontal trough right here as we begin the day here on a Monday. We move forward a little bit in time, and here we go, kind of the development of that surface frontal system right in this region. This is by the middle of the day, the forecast map. Low pressure up to the north and a strong surface cold front in this position by midday, and that is a contributing factor as well. And here it is, a surface cold front right over the I-95 corridor region by the time we get to, let's say, the early evening hours, 7 or 8 p.m., right in this region right here. And again, the threat zone timetable is basically 2 or 3 p.m. to 7, 8, 9 p.m. in the I-95 corridor region, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and surrounding suburbs, of course. That sweeps off the East Coast. Much nicer air mass moves into the Mid-Atlantic region for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then a little bit of instability by the time we get to Wednesday night and Thursday. There can be some shower activity on Thursday, and really that kind of sets the stage for some very warm air. This is the Friday midday forecast map, and we could have temperatures soaring through the 80s, maybe to 90 degrees in some of the I-95 corridor region. Notice this fetch of air by the time we get to the end of the work week here, right out of the Gulf of Mexico, southwest to northeast. That will pump in some of the hottest air all season into the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, Friday, Saturday, a time frame, maybe highs near 90 degrees, maybe in some places above 90 by the time we get to the early part of the upcoming weekend. And notice some blue right here. This is all the way into Friday night, Saturday time frame. Believe it or not, there's a chance for accumulating snow in some of the Colorado Rockies by the end of the work week into the early part of the weekend. That's why I kind of wanted to go out this far in time here. And by Saturday, very warm day across the eastern U.S. We have high pressure off the eastern seaboard. Another cold front, but we'll be in between here in the eastern U.S. on Saturday. High temperatures, probably 90+ degrees, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Watch out for the severe weather threat later today into early tonight, probably 2, 3 p.m. all the way 7, 8, 9 p.m. in the I-95 corridor region. That threat extends all the way throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, later today, early tonight. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Orion.